Hey, I'm Declan McKenna, and you're watching Toasted.
Declan, welcome to Amsterdam.
Hello.
Have you been here before?
No, I haven't. I've been to the Netherlands, but not here.
Did you get a chance to look around yet?
I literally just got here.
Shit, man, are you excited? Are you going to walk around?
Yeah, definitely. When I get a free moment, hopefully.
So why did you get to the Netherlands before here?
I came on a holiday. I must have been like 6 years old. I think we went to Rotterdam. I'm not.
All the wrong places, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, this is my first time in Amsterdam.
Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, very excited actually. First time.
Do you actually know about this venue, the Paradiso?
Not much, no.
All the big artists played here. I mean, Rolling Stones played here,
Wow.
Metallica, U2, whatever. All the old farts played here, basically.
That's good.
Is there any of those those bands that you like? Are there influences for you?
Well, like older bands, or just yeah. I mean, I love the Rolling Stones, the Beatles as well. I was actually listening to the White Album on the way here. It's one of my favorite albums. David Bowie, Jeff Buckley is one of my favorites. More recently, like St. Vincent, I'm into Sufjan Stevens, stuff like that. Into lots of different things.
Cool, because I mean, I had a lot of discussions with people about what they call really influential artists and bands that are really important for them, and I go like, well, you know, a lot of people, a lot of young people, especially now, don't even know what Nevermind is or what Nirvana was. I mean, they're wearing the T-shirts, but
Yeah. I think like amongst my like friendship group and young people who I know, you know, we all really appreciate like a lot of older music. But yeah, I guess it's a generation thing where a lot of people just aren't taught about where a lot of their music stems from, about people like Nina Simone and Otis Redding, who have like, you know, the forefathers of the music they listen to today. You know, they're not taught about it, so I guess a lot of people don't know. But yeah, I love music, old and new, everything. I'm into it all, I guess.
it must bore you to death that a lot of people talk about your age, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And then I was thinking, of course you were young, you're 16, 17, and the Beatles wrote a lot of their cool stuff when they were 17, 18.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, for a lot of people, their youth is their creative peak almost, and a lot of people are, you know, very free to, just people can feel comfortable with just being creative when they're young, and I think there's a lot of new young talent about at the minute. I think it's a good thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Is it easier for you to write music?
It depends. It like sometimes I'll go through periods where I'll just be writing songs all the time and it'll be like fine, and some of them will, you know, I think will be good enough to put out or whatever, but sometimes you'll get one decent song like a month if you're lucky. Like, I'm so inconsistent with writing, like I don't know, I'll get to a point where I won't write a good song for a while, so I'll keep trying to force a song and each one will be worse, and I'll just get into a really bad circle of things. You just have to be in the right mindset for it, but once you start and once you figure out what you actually want to do, then it's easy. But if you haven't done that, or if you're too like stressed to do that, then it can be really awful and a really long, boring process.
Do you feel pressure at all to write music? Because I mean, a lot of people are expecting a lot of things from you now.
Kind of. I mean, I don't know. I don't like to force myself to write songs. I've learned that the hard way, that I never come out with anything decent like that. Like, I'm quite comfortable with just making as many songs as I want to make, because, you know, eventually I'll come out with enough. Like, you know, I just never see the point in making or releasing a song that I don't enjoy putting out or enjoy listening to myself. So
Are you very strict on yourself and on the songs that you put out? I mean, are you very critical?
yeah, like, you know, I'll listen back to songs I've released and go, I could have done this better, or, you know, I mean, most of the time I'll be happy when I put something out, and then I'm the kind of person who looks back and kind of cringes at everything they put out and goes, I wish I'd done this and stuff like that. But, you know, I guess that's just how most artists are. Once you get maybe a year or two past making something, and then you're like, oh man, I'm much better at doing that now. but then 2 years after that, you're like, oh, the same deal again. So
You play a lot of instruments yourself. Don't you want to be in a band with people who like challenge you or probably just as good as you are?
I mean, I do have a band.
It's your band, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I always kind of wanted to be in a band. So I think like having one now is great. It's like what I've always sort of wanted to do. But yeah, you get a lot of comments about sort of not having a band or being part of a band, it just being like you and then having a band who play with you. But for me, at the minute, it feels quite like we're like a unit. Like, you know, we spend most of our time together and we're really good friends. So it's like, it's not like Declan McKenna and the band, other than I have to do all the promo. Like, that's the only real difference at the minute.
So you should have been in a band, man. It's easier.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say so, but it's just the problem with that is like, when I kind of started up, I was, 13, 14 years old. I didn't know anyone who wanted to do music as seriously as I did, and so I kind of just started making music, and then like the first single I put out got picked up by Columbia Records. So it's like, you know,
It's something right.
Yeah, I must have done something right.
Jules Holland, you'll be on Jules Holland. Are you excited about that?
I'm so excited. That's another one of my like life goals. Like,
Really?
I've just Jules Holland is the show in the UK for like new music and any music. Like I found so many of my favorite bands just from watching that show, and you know, I don't know anyone who doesn't watch it in the UK or hasn't heard of it. So it's a massive deal for me. I did not expect to be playing it at 17. It's fantastic.
What other life goals do you have?
I always said like the FIFA thing, but that one's happened. Jules Holland as well. What else? It'd be cool to like maybe in a couple years' time play like the main stage at Glastonbury. That's like the big. If you're really looking.
You think that's? I mean, come on. I can see you do that easily in a couple of years.
Who knows? We'll see.
Something more radical. I need something more extreme.
I don't know.
You couldn't. I mean, 5 years ago, you could never imagine to be on FIFA 17. You couldn't imagine to be on Jules, yet you are. So, say something unimaginable.
Unimaginable. If I don't know. I had an idea in the car to like make an album where each song is like, it's like a song, but you can like layer each song over each other, so it makes a song. So the whole album, you can play it one by one, or you can like play all the songs at the same time.
Could you? That's a brilliant idea, actually. Could you write an album like that?
I have no idea whether that would work, but we'll see.
Of course it could. Could be done.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why don't I could do it, or an EP maybe. We'll see.
If anyone could, you could. Do you listen to Frank Zappa at all?
Frank Zappa, my dad actually listens to a lot of that sort of stuff. So
you do too.
yeah.
What do you think of it?
I think it's cool. It's not necessarily like kind of stuff I'd listen to all the time, but it's stuff I'd listen to a lot, like in my childhood and stuff. So you know, I've heard quite a lot.
Yeah, apparently. Hey, you played South by Southwest. Was that actually your first gig in the States?
No, it was my first trip, but I'd done maybe 3 gigs before, and then I went to South by Southwest, and that was just not like anything I've experienced before. It's crazy.
You liked it?
Yeah, it was fun. It's just you can't get in anywhere because I'm under 21, and like the streets are just ridiculous, and you have to like carry all your gear because no cars are allowed near the venues, and it's crazy. Like, I don't know why anyone would think up that, but it's amazing as well. It's great.
So how can you actually? Because I mean, you also played in. Well, we're attacked by attack helicopters, people in the same time. When you play your gigs in the States, you're not allowed to be at your own gigs, actually.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's really weird. I've always thought 21 was really old for like to be not let into a show. I think it's a bit of an. It's crazy. Like that's actually kind of. I mean, to me that's quite old. So, but yeah, it's weird. You kind of play a show, and they like you nearly get kicked out before you even play, and then they're like, right, you have to go straight up to come on stage. It's like, what? I don't know. It's weird.
But you just sold out a show with you played with Warpaint, I hear. Kansas, probably, right?
Where was We played with Warpaint in Colorado, in Boulder in Colorado. Yeah, that was a really cool show. Yeah. That was an awesome show actually. So that was with my band and
Sold out, right?
yeah, it was us, Warpaint, Graham Nash and Norah Jones. It was an amazing show actually.
That's a weird lineup. I mean, great, but weird.
Odd. It was odd. It was like an odd sort of industry type of gig where there was lots of like radio people there, but I got to see Norah Jones play. That was amazing. And Norah Jones is going to be on Jules Holland with me as well, which is amazing.
Collab, maybe?
Maybe in a couple of years, yeah. I'm a big fan of Norah Jones, so.
So am I, man. You are very fun-driven, right?
Yeah, I love having fun.
I think it's the best motivation you can have.
Definitely. I mean, I think there's a lot of like artists who don't appreciate like a lot of the stuff they do, and like especially like playing shows, you know. Sometimes it can be a bit shit, but like I generally just try and enjoy it. Like I'm having the time of my life. Like I'm not at school anymore. Just playing shows in Amsterdam and like having a really good time. So I think that's a good motivation for me as any.
Hey, there were like 40 record companies wanting to sign you. You chose for Columbia Records. Why is that, and how did you choose that? Because I mean, where did you get the knowledge to pick the right one? Because there are so many rip-offs in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people sort of assume that, I don't know, I just got picked up by a label and I'm kind of like don't really know what I'm doing, or like I've got a rich dad who's like, but it's not really the case. It was kind of a really weird situation where I'd released this song and then all these labels and managers and booking agents and my lawyer like found my music, so I kind of had a lot of choice, and there was a couple of like really, really good, you know, labels and management. So it started out. I got a lawyer and I got a manager, and who I thought were like both really good, and they are. And then it sort of helped with my decision with the label, which is obviously a little bit more complex terms of the deal. I guess it kind of fell down to like, it sort of came down to the last like 2 labels or so, and then it was like pretty close. Like a lot of the major labels are pretty good. It was just who gave the best offer, and I really liked all the people at Columbia. Really friendly, really good bunch, and they released Grace by Jeff Buckley, so
that actually weighs in.
Definitely. I mean, that's like one of my favorite the albums of all time, and Bob Dylan as well is on Columbia. You know, I think it's just the right home for me. It's kind of difficult to say why I chose it, but it was like, yeah, it just felt good there, and I liked the people, I thought, and I got, you know, offered a really, really great record deal. So, you know.
Are you an old soul and a young buddy?
I think I'm still pretty young. Like, I think if you met me, you wouldn't think I'm particularly mature. I don't think I come across as that. I don't know, but
You do surprise with your knowledge of music. You know a lot about music, man.
I guess so. I think a lot of young people are engaged in these sorts of things, though. You know, I think as much as I'm into old stuff, I'm into new stuff, I'm into whatever. I mean, I think maybe a lot of people don't see how into a lot of old music and how engaged in politics and stuff that a lot of young people are, and I think I'm part of that. But I don't know if I'm an old soul. I think I'm still quite immature, but I'm happy to be. I'm comfortable with that.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.